Good morning, Sault Ste. Marie, Chippewa, and Algoma. Welcome to First Local for Monday, November the 2nd. We have some nice snow out there. Thank you to KC Securities for your sponsorship of the snow, because you're also the weather.
That's right.
Yeah, so speaking of fun things this weekend,
we did our 6th annual Pumpkin Patrol. Of course, this year Halloween was on a Saturday, a time change. I hate that time change. And a full moon.
Yeah.
And you think we would have been slammed. It was steady, but there was not really any major issues. The weather got pretty nasty around 11 p.m.
Yep.
The rain and wind came in, and it just cleared everything out. But there was a few kids out, depending on what neighborhood you were in.
Yeah.
So, we did our tours with Superior MS, and well, it wasn't too many problems.
Yeah. Speaking of the time change, my body did the reverse. We went back an hour, right? So, it should have been harder to get up. But oh no. Guess what time I woke up on Sunday morning?
I noticed that. I said,
Yeah.
Chris is posting some stories awfully early, and then I checked to see, and I could see you were online on Facebook, and I thought, oh, maybe it's the time change.
It was, but my body did the reverse. I got up at 5 a.m., just woke up, which was really 4 a.m. because of the time change.
Yeah.
And the day before, I was saying to my girlfriend, I'm like, oh man, Monday's going to be hard to get up because it's going to be like 4:30 instead of 5:30.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, no problem. My body was like, nah, we'll just do it on Sunday just to prep for Monday.
So if you didn't change your clock, you already missed the show.
Yeah.
So there you go. So you're not watching us right now.
Yeah, you're going to have to watch us on repeat.
That's right.
Okay, moving along. Doug Ford, his daily press conference. Today, though, he is coming from Mississauga. So this is part of his sort of tour around to different businesses and places across the province. He's with Rod Phillips today, Minister of Finance, and Marilee Fullerton, who's the Minister of Long-Term Care. Now, there was a story that came out late yesterday that they are going to be making some changes to long-term care, specifically with the 4-hour issue that the personal support workers have been asking for quite some time. So I'm assuming that this, because it's financial plus long-term care, that's probably what's in this announcement today, is about the changes to long-term care that they're making. So we'll see what happens, but you can come back at 1 o'clock for First Local at 1 p.m.
Absolutely.
And we'll have Doug Ford's press conference from Mississauga for you. Okay. Actually, before I get to case 44, Friday we talked about something from Algoma Public Health. And it was the buses, from 3 different buses, where you could have been exposed to COVID-19. Now, they told us October 26th. It's not. It's October 25th. So, I'd like to apologize to anyone watching the show who was on a bus on October 26th, specifically Northland from Toronto up to Sudbury, over to...
It's a pretty big deal.
Yeah, and then up to Prague on the shuttle. Sprague up to Elliott Lake on the shuttle. It's not. So if you freaked out because you're like, oh boy, I was on that bus on October 26th, Merry Christmas. It's not. It's actually October 25th. So if you were on the bus at 11 a.m. from Toronto to Sudbury, in the first 5 rows, you should probably consider getting tested for COVID-19, or at least monitored to see if you have any symptoms between now and the 9th of November. If you took the bus from Sudbury to Sprague, right after that, also monitor, see if you have any symptoms. And if you took the shuttle from Sprague up to Elliott Lake, also monitor, see if you have any symptoms. So that's October 26th, not 25th. So I apologize, but we were given the wrong information.
That's right.
Moving along, case number 44. Okay. This case, the only thing we really know is that it's in Sault Ste. Marie area. Other than that, we don't have much information at all from Algoma Public Health about this, other than the person is self-isolating. They were tested on the 28th of October, and that's about it. So we've complained about how little information we get from APH on every single case. Like it doesn't say how they just evidence of ongoing spread in the community.
Pretty much the same thing every time. So, okay. So
it's right now. All I have to do on the story is just change the date and the number.
Yeah, pretty much. It's the same
thing over and over again.
Same thing. So speaking of Halloween, as we mentioned, we did our pumpkin patrol on Saturday. Well, Dan Gray was out on the move, checking things out for Halloween. And different is the best way to sum up Halloween 2020. If you didn't know that 2020 was the year of the pandemic, a tour of the city will probably wouldn't have probably told you.
Yeah.
So so let's take a look at this video and story that Dan did on Saturday, and you can see some of the action from Halloween night.
The trick-or-treaters.
If you didn't know that 2020 was the year of the pandemic, a tour of the city last night probably wouldn't have told you. Masks, no masks, afraid of COVID, not afraid of COVID. The attitude around this year's Halloween night was as different as the costumes. Jessica Sun was out with her son. She said she wasn't afraid of COVID because of the precautions.
Everybody that I've seen so far has seemed to be taking pretty good precautions. It's not something that I'm really overly concerned about. We keep our distance, we hand sanitize, we do all the things you're supposed to do. So.
581 Bush Street was lined up all night long. Keith Bowser said he thinks he served over 450 kids, and next year he's going to be taking donations for Arch. All the kids I witnessed were having fun and doing their best to maintain social distancing, but from afar it was just another Halloween. For On TV, I'm Dan Gray.
And that was a fantastic video from our new journalist, Dan Gray. Thank you very much for going out on Saturday night for Halloween and getting some great photos for us.
Absolutely.
Okay, moving along. Premiers are calling on the PM to meet about healthcare funding. This is an ongoing issue, obviously, particularly now during COVID-19, but this is actually not about COVID-19 funding. They just need more money in general. So basically, several weeks ago, Justin Trudeau said that he would sit down and talk about an additional $28 billion of federal money going into healthcare across Canada. But set no date for that meeting to actually happen. So the premiers have now issued a joint statement saying that many weeks have passed since Trudeau agreed to a meeting and calling on him to confirm a date without further delay. Presently, the federal government transfers nearly $42 billion a year in healthcare, and it goes up by about 3% per year. But the issue is that their healthcare costs are going up by 6% per year.
Right.
So this is about more long-term stable funding that they can count on. Because right now the federal government only pays 22% of the total cost of healthcare, whereas in the past they've actually paid as high as 35%. So they're asking to go back to that 35% from the federal government. It's going to be roughly an additional $4 billion per year with that 6% increase year over year. But they have already received an extra $19 billion for COVID-19 funding. This is just for regular healthcare. So like when you need to go to the doctor or you need cancer treatments and things like that. Right. That's what this funding is for. It's completely separate from the COVID-19 funding. And the COVID-19 funding, as the Premier's pointed out, it was a one-time financial boost. It wasn't stable, it wasn't ongoing. Consistent. Yeah, it's just a one-off. So they need more money just straight up as their operating costs go up every year. Like any business. I mean, every business.
Yeah, inflation and every year the costs. So, okay, Destination Northern Ontario is congratulating the winners and finalists of the Ontario Tourism Awards. On Wednesday, October 28th, as many as 800 tourism professionals and operators took part in the Ontario Tourism Summit's annual awards gala, where the best and brightest from across the province are celebrated for their achievements in the tourism industry. Northern Ontario showed up in multiple award categories, winning in 3. So this Destination Ontario would like to congratulate Pat Forrest on her Lifetime Achievement Award, presented to an individual that has made significant contributions to the development and promotion of Ontario's tourism industry and established a visible long-term record of accomplishment that merits special attention. Pat has been a long-time employee of Destination Northern Ontario. So there we go.
Yeah.
If you want to read more on that, go to SiouxOnline.com.
Now, another list that you probably don't want to be on, the reverse. That one is like an good achievements. This next one is not good achievements. 2 long-term care homes have made the top 30 list of complaints of long-term care homes. CBC's Marketplace show, they did a study of complaints basically from January 1st, 2015 all the way through the end of 2019. And it shows basically how many written notices that a home has received from the Ministry of Long-Term Care. And 2 of those are from here in Sault Ste. Marie. The Cedarwood Lodge and Extended Care Mapleview both made the list. Cedarwood Lodge had 112 written notices, and Extended Maple Care had 125 notices during the 5-year period. Basically what a notice is that when you fail something in an inspection, you get a written notice and then you're told you need to correct it, and that's essentially what it is. So you can get more information on our site about that, and then on there you can also link through to the full story at the CBC Marketplace show. Plus there's also video and stuff there too.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
That's
so if you want to look more
like
into that, that's where you can go.
Not a good list to be on, like you said. So, All right. Well, you're waking up to, yes, a little bit of snow, possibly, depending on where you are.
Bit?
Just a little bit. Let's take a look at the camera out there. Yes, it's brought to you by wirelesscom.ca. Check their website out for all the services they have to offer. And as you can see on the camera, well, there's not really much accumulation, if anything. Look at the grass is green there. And that's going to melt away today because we're going to get up to about 6 or 7 degrees. I do have some good news coming up this week that you may want to break out your shorts. So stay tuned for that. Yes, producer Mike is already cheering in the background.
Go crazy.
Yes,
yeah,
they're loving that. So I'll have
amazing what entertains them.
Yes, it's very easy.
It's very easy.
So I'll have those details coming up after the break, as well as your regional temperatures. So make sure you stay tuned. We'll be right back.
It's been a while since I've seen Joe. We were a couple of pranksters, and Joe was always full of surprises. But today, he's the one in for a surprise.
The thing is, Joe doesn't live here anymore. For people living with dementia, getting lost can happen unexpectedly. Are you ready to help? Help people living with dementia live safely in our communities. Contact your local Alzheimer's Society and visit findingyourwayontario.ca.
A message from the Government of Canada.
Canada United is a movement to show local businesses some love. Right now, they could use our support more than ever. So we're asking Canadians to buy local and spread the word. And every time you watch our videos or like our posts, we'll contribute 5 cents to small business relief, starting with this video. So keep watching and tell your friends, because buying local can make a big impact. And small actions can too. Canada United. Together we can make a difference.
Aiden, get dressed. Buddy, no. Almost there. Lift your leg. Yep. Aiden, get dressed.
For someone with MS, living in a body that doesn't listen to you some days
Get dressed.
can be an act of greatness.
Good morning and welcome back to First Local on Monday, November 2nd. Yes, we are into November, and let's say a couple good mornings here on Facebook. So we're going to go into our likes. So good morning to Juliana, Karen, Nicole, Margaret, and Ineki, and Marnie also from Northern Lights Detailing. Hello, Marnie. Marnie is the owner over there, and we are sponsored by Northern Lights Detailing for the weather. They are at 632 Great Northern Road. You hear us on here talking about Northern Lights, make sure that you mention that to her when you go there, and you'll get 10% off services. So make sure you mention that. Let's look at our radar. Not a whole lot going on right now. We're going to have a lot of good weather coming up this week, but you can see there's some pockets of precipitation moving through in our region. There was a couple flurries overnight. There's still some cloud cover, but that's not going to be anything significant today. We are going to see fairly decent weather for the next few days. So let's get right into all your details here. Here's your expected highs for today in our region. We're looking at 9 in Thunder Bay, 4 in Wawa, 1 in Timmins, 7 here in Sault Ste. Marie, 3 in Elliott Lake, and 2 in Sudbury. And our overnight lows, they're dipping down, but not too bad. We're looking at 0 in Thunder Bay, -5 in Wawa, -9 in Timmins. You're a little bit chilly up there. 2 here in the Sioux, -4 in Elliott Lake, and -5 in Sudbury. So currently we are at 0 out there. We are looking at a high of 7 degrees today. Going to be mainly cloudy, maybe a 30% of a passing shower or drizzle late this afternoon. Winds will become west 30 kilometers and they will gust to about 40 near noon. We're going to see a wind chill of -7 this morning, so if you are going out, do bundle up. It is still pretty chilly. And we're going to get down to a low of -2 overnight, mainly cloudy. And we do also have a 30% chance of a passing shower once again after midnight. It's going to be continuing to be windy all night, 30 kilometers gusting to 50 before it lightens up a bit as we get into tomorrow morning. And it will feel like 1 throughout the day as you go through with the wind. So let's take a look at the next 3 days. So Tuesday, we will get through mainly cloudy. Winds will become south 20 kilometers late in the afternoon, so that's going to bring in the warm air. We are going to see a wind chill of -9 tomorrow morning, so once again, it will be chilly. And then as we get into the night, we are looking at 2 degrees with cloudy periods. And then the good news is starting. So Wednesday, we're starting, and these aren't typos, these are our temperatures coming up for this week. So we're looking at 15 degrees on Wednesday, a mix of sun and cloud. Overnight lows, 7 degrees, so not too bad. That's going to continue on Thursday. You're looking at 14 degrees with a mix of sun and cloud, and we're going to get down to 6 on Thursday night as well. And then the good news isn't going to stop there. There isn't really a whole lot for me to talk about. The last few weeks I've been having to talk about all these precipitation and storms moving through. Well, there you go. Your 3-day forecast is pretty simple. But the 7-day coming up has more good news. I'll have that as well as the Weather Watcher coming up. And I want to remind you once again that our weather is brought to you by Northern Lights Detailing, and they're at 632 Great Northern Road. Chris and I will be right back after this break, so make sure you stay tuned. We'll be right back.
Recently, the Government of Ontario established a $100 million affordability fund to help Ontarians who don't qualify for low-income conservation programs ease the burden of their electricity bill. Whether you rent or own your home, as long as you pay your electric bill, you could qualify. There are 3 levels of support available. The first is a home energy kit with upgrades like smart power bars and LED light bulbs. The second includes Energy Star appliances that help keep things cool during the hot summer months. The third is for electrically heated homes so that your power bills don't break the bank during those long Canadian winters. Plus, all upgrades, including installation, are completely free of charge. Visit affordabilityfund.org or call 1-855-494-FUND to find out if you qualify.
Nobody's here first.
That's a very interesting theory.
Do you agree?
Well, how can I? I'm not here yet.
I don't have any more time for you. I've got to get back to work.
So do I.
For the first time in my life, a 2.7 game. What do you got to say to that?
I was arrested.
And welcome back to First Local for Monday, November the 2nd. Thank you very much for joining us this morning. Thank you to all our sponsors, KC Security for your title sponsorship, and Northern Lights Detailing for sponsoring our weather, and Wireless Com for sponsoring those beautiful pictures of the waterfront we get to see each morning. Make sure you check out Sioux Online for all your Sioux sports news. So what do we got going on?
Well, Premier Doug Ford is hoping that the OHL can return with body checking.
The NHL did return with body checking.
The NHL did, and recently his Minister of Fun, Lisa MacLeod, said that no, there's not going to be any body checking, right? And this is the second time she's reiterated this, but The Premier is leaving the door open for body checking to remain in the Ontario Hockey League for the upcoming season. Ford tweeted Saturday night that he is working on a return to play plan with the OHL that would involve physical contact. He acknowledged that the plan would need to be approved by health experts. This comes one day after Ontario's Minister of Sport, Lisa MacLeod, said body checking would not be allowed during the COVID-19 pandemic. In a speech delivered to the Empire Club of Canada, Ford says he would like the OHL to return with rules as close to normal as possible. So there you go. And of course, well, what he says goes above any of his ministers. So
so
we'll see.
I mean, they let the NHL do it in Toronto. I mean,
I'm
literally,
sure they're getting some
literally
pushback,
right down the street from Queen's Park.
Yeah,
So-
exactly. And I'm sure they're getting some pushback from the OHL owners and whatnot.
I mean, I think the bigger problem they have is going across the border because of the 3 American teams,
Yes.
right? I think that's more the issue of how do you control that than the actual body checking. Because, I mean, the NHL was able to control it. Yeah, there's been a couple outbreaks in the Quebec League since they
overall, the
restarted.
NHL handled
But overall, the
very well.
NHL handled it very well. If the OHL can do it the same way, then I don't see why that would be an issue, and it should be returned to normal play.
I agree.
Moving along, other hockey news. Our local Sioux Thunderbirds signed another Duchette, which is the second one.
Yes.
Apparently there's a lot of people in this family like to play hockey. So they already signed the 16-year-old Tyson, but now they're announced yesterday that they are signing his older brother Jacob. Now Jacob was with the Espanola Express last year, where he had 1 goal, 7 assists, and a team-leading 87 penalty minutes in 53 regular season contests. Now, normally getting penalty minutes is not...
It's not a good thing.
That's like almost 2 minutes. That's almost a penalty. Almost two penalties every single game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Some people specialize in that, I guess.
Yeah, and but when he was actually on the ice, he got a goal and 7 assists. So he's going to join the Thunderbirds for the upcoming season, depending on when that whole thing actually starts.
Right. We've got some news on the Hockey Hall of Fame. They have announced Friday that there will be no new inductees in 2021, and the class of 2020 will be honored in a ceremony that year instead. The 2020 inductees were scheduled to be inducted November 16th in Toronto, but the ceremony was postponed due to the COVID-19 pandemic. Hockey Hall of Fame Chairman Lanny McDonald said in a release that the Hall's Board of Directors made the decision on a Thursday teleconference. So yes, 2021, I guess they're going to try to move it.
Yeah.
Hopefully everything will be fine by then. They can have...
Well, it'll be November of next year.
Yeah,
too.
I'm thinking by then you probably have the events. And
So I remember when Lanny McDonald was actually playing. Oh, he had the famous facial hair,
Yes,
and
the
he played for
mustache
Calgary
and
and some other teams. But yeah. Good old days.
Yes.
Blue Devils. The Sioux High Blue Devils beat the Brimley Bays. This is female volleyball, 3-0. They won the first set 25-10, second one 25-16, then 25-15. This was a non-conference match. Now the girls are now going to be heading to a 6-team Division II district tournament at Grayling next week. They'll have a bye in the first game, and then they'll face their first game, which will actually be everybody else, the second game on November the 4th, which is on Wednesday. So congratulations to the Sioux Blue Devils. Now, finally, NFL. We had the Detroit Lions were at 500.
Yeah,
but not any longer.
They're
back to 3-4.
They're now back to 3-4.
Colts knocked them down a peg, 41-21. Yeah.
Yes, 41-21 for the Colts. Let's get in NCAA here. Michigan State Spartans 27-24 over University of Michigan. That is an upset.
Yes.
Number 13.
Yes.
So
Michigan was 13 in the country. They probably will not be for much longer. Michigan State isn't exactly known for their football. They're more known for their basketball teams. So.
This is true.
And vice versa with the University of Michigan. They're more known for football than basketball. But we got to hit a commercial break. And when we come back, we will have your 7-day forecast. So make sure you stay tuned for that. Hold tight.
What's life without making a few mistakes down the road? A few sharp turns. And doing things for what we adore, but might regret later. A trip to Chuck's Roadhouse isn't one of them. With melt-in-your-mouth AAA steaks, buttery lobster tail, half-priced apps after 9 p.m., an ice-cold draft with all your Roadhouse favorites. Chuck's Roadhouse. Food the way it ought to be, priced the way it used to.
Every 3 seconds, someone will develop Alzheimer's, a fatal disease that steals your memories and makes you forget the people you love most. Fortunately, there is hope. Today, researchers believe a cure is just a few years away.
It's okay, Daddy, you can go. Just go.
For just $9 a month, you can fund research for a cure and make history by ending this disease.
211, how can I help you?
Hi, I'm really worried about my sister. She doesn't leave her house much. She doesn't even come to our family things. I barely see her smile anymore.
Can you tell me a bit more about the situation?
I think her husband might be... I don't know. Whenever he's around, she's nervous, like she doesn't want to make a mistake.
Do you think that he might be hurting her?
I think so.
Okay, let's figure out how we can help your sister.
And good morning, welcome back to First Local on your Monday morning, just after 8:26. Thank you to our sponsors, KC Security for the show, Northern Lights Detailing for sponsoring our weather at 632 Great Northern Road, and wirelesscom.ca for our camera shots that you see. So let's look at the 7-day, and as I mentioned, it's pretty simple, but it's great. If you're liking a lot of warmer temperatures, look at this. We are climbing up to 17, if all holds true here, 17 on Friday and Saturday, and then 18 on Sunday. And this is a mix of sun and cloud throughout the whole week. Showers are going to return Monday, but still staying up there. Overnight lows are going to climb from 2 degrees all the way up to 9 on Friday and Saturday, and even up to 10 on Sunday night. So look at this. I picked a good weekend to go away. So yeah, it's going to be nice. Wow, let's hope it holds true. It'll be the last hurrah, I'm sure, for this weather. So let's look at the Weather Watcher quickly. It is from one of our regular viewers. So this one is from Ineki, who is, this is from Almere in the Netherlands. That is where Ineki, she is from the Netherlands, so viewing from there. So thank you very much for sending this in. And if you do have some photos, send them to ontvweather@gmail.com. Include your name and location. They go up on SiouxOnline.com every day, as well as on the show. There we go.
Yeah. And Spear Heights. Obviously, COVID-19 has greatly affected schools. It's been a roller coaster of a year. So some students there decided that they would actually, for Halloween, the whole class dressed up as a roller coaster. So you can see it up on your screen there. There's Superior Heights. With distancing in place, masks on faces, Superior Heights gets the job done. Students are having fun and cars honking. They did inside, and they went outside and did around the school and stuff. So they had good fun doing that. Andrea Stone, she's a staff member at the school, said she's so proud of this and the staff for doing it, trying to make life a little fun during these times when it seems to be not so fun when you're going to school. So it's nice that they had a lighthearted moment with Halloween there.
Yeah, good work there on that, guys, in Superior Heights. Okay, and if you want to view the video, it's up on our YouTube page.
Yes.
Sioux Online. So Rett Syndrome Awareness Day was a success, and on October 29th, it was recognized throughout our city. The city of Sault Ste. Marie proclaimed October as Rett Syndrome Awareness Month. My goodness. On the day, people encouraged to wear purple as a sign of support for the neurological disease. Rett syndrome is a condition that takes away the use of spoken language and hand use from the individual. It is almost always found in females and typically noticed between 6 and 18 months when it affects hand skills and speech. So there you go.
Yes. Okay, moving along. Ontario reported 977 new cases of COVID-19 and 9 new deaths yesterday. linked to the virus. Most of these cases are in Toronto, Peel, Ottawa, and York region. And they did about 37,000 tests, which isn't as high as they normally do, but that's still a higher number than they tested on Saturday. We'll be back at 1 p.m. with First Local with Premier Doug Ford's press conference with Rod Phillips, the Minister of Finance, and Marilee Fullerton, who's the Minister of Long-Term Care. Thank you very much for joining us for First Local Mornings this morning. I hope you have a fantastic morning. I'll see you back here at 1 p.m.
Take care, everyone.